We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to test key resistance levels and fighting to hold support here. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot at 10:30 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength on 42 vision, and call options went up 100% plus within an hour, guys, hitting highs of almost 200% plus in the full move. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular and beyond expectations, and if you guys went about these stocks early on and received this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot at 9:40 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength on 42 vision, and call options went up 80% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from the dip area to multiple rip areas and continuing to fight up here to hit bright green bars and so far back down to red bars. If this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, back under a bear indicator up here at the 562.50 level. And we can see that rejection there when it tried coming back up to it. It sharply dropped to new lows here and a critical support here, which was the support of the pre-market and the aftermarket hours back on Friday. Now, it isn't the only stock going downwards here in the second half. We have the QQQ with a bear indicator at 498. We have Tesla popping up with the bear indicator into the close at 257. And then also here, Apple sitting sideways. But if this weakness continues and it breaks through 232, 233, it may get a bear indicator in the process. And if we look at Netflix here, we could see the same thing consolidating here, but under a bull indicator. If this weakness continues, it could probably start to reflect and possibly get a bear indicator. Now, on the SPY, when we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see here a staircase effect and the bull indicator from Friday holding strong at the 557.60 level, and the support up here of 559, 560, a crucial area to not ignore, especially as it's held as support here. Now, it's going to be crucial for this bull indicator to continue to hold, because any volatility to the downside can be irrelevant because it has not been canceled. So if no bear indicator pops up and we keep on holding support levels, this bull indicator will continue to dominate, and I will be watching that going into tomorrow and the rest of this week. Now, here we are with the bear indicator in the volatility, right? At the open at 559.69, a bull indicator dominated all the way to the top here of 564.84. The resistance we were watching was 565, above 563. If those got broken through, and it rejected as it was heading towards it, and now it's back under a bear indicator here in the volatility of the 15-minute at 563.47. So definitely something to not ignore on these levels of the volatility of the 15-minute. It's being dominated by a bear indicator, and if it continues to dominate, it could start rolling over that weakness into the larger time frames. Now I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflows and break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the SP500 index, with inflows dominating in the first half, getting really close to the midpoint there, even though it was red, but it switched from red to green. That's the push that we got from 561 to 564.90, and then those outflows started to begin, but once it crossed, it has started to dominate with weakness, and it's been very hard with the resistance up here of 562.50 area, because these inflows have not crossed. And for any strength to start being justified or even reflect with strength into the chart, these inflows would need to cross. So that is something I will be watching here the rest of these after hours and going into tomorrow. And this is based off the 15-minute chart, where we could see a little bit more of the volatility. Now, if we zoom out and look at this from the 30-minute, we could see in the bigger picture why the chart never collapsed on that slight pullback at the open. The inflows were green. They were holding strong. And once those outflows started to begin and they crossed, that's where we started to see the resistance. Anything below 562.50 was dominating, right? Because the bears have been putting pressure here, and that resistance is going to be crucial, and these inflows need to start beginning to the upside from red to green and cross the midpoint to justify any move to the upside in the charts, and it's at negative 1.1. Now in the bigger picture of the 1 hour, same thing. Outflows have now crossed. It's really close to the midpoint, just like it was in the pre-market, and once it crossed, we saw that strength start to reflect. So we need to see these inflows move upwards as well. Now back to the volatility of the 15-minute. If these outflows continue to the downside, it could start to reflect that weakness into these charts even further and retest the support down here of 560 to 559.50. And then if it rolls the weakness over into the 30-minute, pulling it down even further away from the midpoint, the first support I'll be watching is 558. Then below that comes 556, and then I'll be watching the 555 to 553 level, depending how sharp these outflows are pushing downwards, right? Because there's room based off the history of the chart. It's gone even as low in the last 3 days to negative 4.9, and we're sitting at negative 1.1. Now, when we go ahead and look at this from the volatility to the upside, now we want to go ahead and see these inflows start to pick up. They need to cross the midpoint and go ahead and start that staircase effect and retest key resistance levels and recent highs. And the first resistance, as we see it in the chart, is 562.50. Now once that gets broken through, if the strength rolls over into the 30-minute and 1 hour, the next resistance will be 564 to 565, and then I'll be watching 567. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and the inflow versus outflows, I will be watching them very closely as they're red, but they're sitting flat on all 3 time frames, and they're trying to pick up in the volatility and green on the 15-minute chart. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.